Welcome to Investment Talk Only with Jemile Weeks. It's time to get to the money. It's investment talk only.
Yo, what's good? Welcome to Investment Talk Only. It's your boy Johnny Ruiz. I got my co-host Monique Benitez.
Hey.
My special guest, ex-MLB player Jemile Weeks. How y'all doing?
Yes,
Good,
sir.
how are you?
Doing awesome. How you doing?
Thank you for joining, man. This is gonna be a great show. Just our latest guest. We always have guests here that specialize in the topic at hand. So something that we can't talk about, me and Monique, we bring on a guest to talk about it in detail because, like I said, we can't do it. So Jemile's a special guest today. But before we get into it, I want everybody to hit the like button on the YouTube, comment, any good comments. If you don't like it, go ahead. You can hit the thumbs down button, but just tell us how we can get better. All right. So appreciate the feedback. So this episode is going to be talking about, since you're in a unique spot, Jemile, is about, the audience of this show, they're just learning how to invest, or they're trying to get better. They're trying to get to a place where they have an abundance of money that their selves are kind of figured out, but now they're building generational wealth and all that stuff, and kind of want to talk about, what to do at that point. Now we got this money, we invested well. Hey, maybe we hit a meme stock, a game stock, or whatever, and it went up a lot. Now, what to do with all this? What's the smart things to do? So that's kind of what we're gonna talk about today. Like I said, Jemile's a ex-MLB player. He's still in the MLB right now, doing his thing. But Jemile, I'm gonna give it to you to quickly introduce yourself, and then we're gonna get into the topic at hand.
Appreciate it, Johnny. Thank you. Good to have. Glad y'all had me. Monique, thank you as well for having me. I'm glad to be here. I'm Jemile Weeks, like he said, former MLB baseball player, 12 years professional baseball. I'm also now a major league affiliate as far as a coach. I am a roving instructor for the AAA, AA, and high A teams with the New York Mets. And then as well, when I'm home, I'm also a founder and director of programs at WeFam United, which has a mission of changing the narrative of underserved youth and their communities. Many other things other than that. I'm a father of two. I'm a hurricane all day. That's where I went, University of Miami, Florida, the U. So, all of that. And, that's just kind of my intro for me. I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of not too many words, more about impact. So that's kind of how I push forward. But money, wealth investing, more assets, less liabilities, moving in that direction. Those are the things that I found out in my career that were most important going forward.
Real quick, I want to go back, and I want if you can tell us about your career a little bit, because I want this to be an open bragging moment for you. How your college career and your professional career, how big time were you? I want everybody to know. Tell us a little bit about your career.
He said, how big time were you?
Yeah.
Just say Google. Jemile, all you gotta be like is Google me.
That's what you're supposed to say, right?
You can brag openly. It's cool.
Oh man, you're supposed to say Google me, YouTube me, everything. Hit the link in the bio, everything.
Yeah.
So I left Lake Brantley High School in Orlando.
Oh, time out. Lake Brantley.
Yeah, I went to Lake Brantley.
We went to Lyman. That was our rival school. So.
Of course it was. Lake Brantley, Lyman, and
moment. I'm just kidding.
What's that?
I said you were cool up until this moment.
Oh well,
I'm just kidding.
You know what usually happened, right?
Yeah. That's what
Lake Brantley, when it came to art industry, we took care of business when I was there.
Yeah.
Every time. But we got love for Lyman over there. I got a lot of family and friends on that side, so we got love.
Okay.
But I came through high school. I did get drafted out of high school to start it off there. Got offered quite a bit of money, the most money, turned down by a baseball player to go to University of Miami at the time. I turned the money down, went to University of Miami, and accomplished everything that I prayed for and that I battled for in high school. Because like I said, I got drafted. They would negotiate with me throughout the summer of my last high school summer, going into college. And I was trying to decide between college and professional baseball that whole summer while I was playing. I ended up turning down the offer from the Milwaukee Brewers where my brother was already playing. I turned it down, went to University of Miami, and accomplished all the things that I desired in college as far as being a freshman All-American, making the team and starting. That was the first thing, my freshman year. And then we went to the College World Series my first year in. And then from there, I made the USA team, played in Cuba, won the World Series there. In Cuba, we got a gold medal, everything like that for the USA national team. Fast forward 2 years later, University of Miami, my junior year, All-American every year, get to that point. And I ended up having the opportunity to get drafted, and it got real serious. Got drafted first round. Ended up getting drafted first round, 12th pick overall. At that point, they drafted me. They picked me for $1.9 million. I signed the contract, and my professional career began from that point. I did leave Miami as the best second baseman to ever play at the University of Miami from NCAA's poll and also a University of Miami poll, which is also something that can be tracked down and looked up as well. Got to the major leagues at a very fast track within 3 years. Traditionally, your first 6 years, you're governed by the team, and then you become a free agent. I was in the major leagues because I started at a higher level than most guys. I started in low A, and they were trying to bump me up to high A because there's 7 levels. I started 3 levels up when I got to football. And then from there, I was in the major leagues within 3 years. Was actually ended up 4th in the voting for Rookie of the Year that year. Yeah. And continued on to have parts of 6 years in the major leagues. Aside from that, I'm very happy about the organization. During that time, I was putting together plans and things like that. And let me segue, because something happened during that time. My car got broken into, actually twice, but the first time was in Oakland, and everything got stolen. My notebooks and checkbooks and Social Security and everything. Got stolen in Oakland. But I had all my plans for things that I was doing here that I was going to do back home. T-shirt lines, everything was locked in. Everything got stolen. Ended up doing another one. Things got stolen again here. And so it's been divine, the movement. But ever since starting this organization, WeFam United, which is also found at www.wefam.org, we've been able to impact so many lives in a very innovative way, using baseball and softball now with nonviolence life skills, and then coupling that with the financial literacy skills, of course, and then also healthy feeding program and a tutoring program for the kids, as well as transportation, giving them an opportunity for parents that can't get them there. So that's probably my biggest, most passionate move over the last, I'd say about 4 or 5 years. But I'll also say that I was blessed about 2 months ago to be picked up with the New York Mets as a coach. I'm a roving instructor now, like I mentioned before. They called me, asked me, am I still developing? Because they saw me on Instagram, they saw me different ways, and people were vouching for my work. And they ended up calling me and asking me, do I want this job with the Mets? Took it. Got out there to spring training this year, and they brought me straight to the major league side, which was awesome. They brought me over there and allowed me to work with the Francisco Lindors and the Pete Alonsos and Robinson Canoes and, Escobar and Mark Canha, everybody, Starlin Marte, the whole nine, Max Scherzer, DeGrom, everybody. So it was just a great time to do that. I played under Buck Showalter and Wayne Kirby. And then Kevin Howard being the farm director. They just showed me a lot of love the last 2 months, and I realized that in finances, in your career, and anything you do, I found out now, and I'll move like this the rest of my life, is that the relationship is what matters the most, more so than the profession and the expertise. It's the relationship, and it's people that will speak up for you and fight for you that you have to stick with.
Yeah.
Cool, that's a good lesson.
I agree. That was good. That was nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I learned the hard way a few times, but I got it now. I got
so
it.
You mentioned WeFam organization. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Tell us what made you even decide, what you kind of highlighted what it is, but if you go more in depth, and then like what made you even decide or want to, you know, make an organization like this, and then what are your future plans for this organization?
Yeah, and I want to add on to that because, like I said, you're an MLB player, so you could just, you know, go on and live the rest of your life, you know, happy. So adding on to that, like, what's enticing you to give back and put on this work, because it, you know, it's not easy.
It's the heart position. You know, I grew up in ministry. My mom is an apostle. My father was a pastor. I come from the lineage of bishops, superintendents across the country, mainly from Daytona Beach to start off at. But because of my background and my upbringing, we were on Paramount in Washington for many years, doing things at the coalition. Then we moved around to the coalition and helped out the homeless and things like that our whole lives. So it's natural. It's not I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just being who I am. And this is what we do. We community build, we people build, and we edify the church, which is the people. That's what we do. And because I'm able to bring that from my faith background, plus I'm able to bring my sports background, having so much success and a career of success, being able to provide that, also being Black, African-American, however you want to put it, and the major leagues being 4% or less Black or African-American, I stand inside of a very rare group of people that might not be recognized, but the rarity of what I've done, what my brother has done as well. We played 14 years in major leagues and was an all-star. The rarity of what we've done is historic and has never been done except by one other group of brothers in the history of the game. So until that story is told, which won't be told very easily because it's baseball, right? And we don't get the publicity for the history that we have created and made. But I will say that with that history that we have and all of those high points, WeFam United is birthed from just that. My brother went to Southern University, HBCU in Baton Rouge. He went there, full ride scholarship. My sister's a track runner, went to Southern University, Baton Rouge as well, full ride scholarship. I was a baseball player, went to University of Miami, full ride scholarship. So we look like the community we serve. We operate like the community we serve. We have the history of the community we serve, but we also have the success that our communities have not seen on such a level that we have.
Yeah.
So we have something to bring that people do not see in our communities. And it needs to be more so just noticed, respected first by the adults that govern the kids, but also noticed and visibly seen by the youth so that they can also see their potential futures. So we started this organization to give kids in the community that feel and that look.
That's too real. Funny, before you get started, sorry, I want to ask a question. What is your, I guess, history with investing? I guess, when did you start? What is your interest? Do you have any like bad stories or whatever? But
I actually had something that before he even got to that part.
Okay, go ahead.
So obviously you're, you know, MLB player, obviously that you're a professional player, that's money, right? So like Johnny said, that our audience is usually people who are trying to get to having a good amount of money. So obviously you make a lot of money or you made a lot of money. So a lot of times you have these athletes or, you know, kids or whatever who come from, there's a lot of times that they come from not having money, you know, then they become professional players or entertainers or just whatever. It could even be like doctors or whatever, anything that they have a large amount of money, they become successful, I guess, yeah. But they have no background on what to do with this money. So a lot of times you have people who become famous, rich or whatever, like overnight, I guess you would call it. And they have no idea how to manage their money. They don't know how to make their money last. They don't know. And so they lose it or whatever. So I'm not sure what your background is, if you came from a family with wealth or if you came from an average, you know, income household. But like when you know, got your contract and stuff, like what was your mindset like when you were like, I have money now, you know? Like what was the first step?
Well, that's for me, No, I didn't. We didn't grow up with a silver spoon. We did not have a bunch of money and things like that. We missed out on things on Christmas and all that extra stuff. We had free lunch and everything else that comes with not having a bunch of money. And but I would say my parents worked hard enough to give us a standard of living that kept up at least with our peers for the most part. We might not have the new shoes, but we had some shoes that worked. And you know, so my parents did what they had to do, worked hard, and had us in a position to see success down the road. Once it happened and we were able to get to that point, for me, I didn't have much investment knowledge. We didn't come from that. We didn't have people around us. We didn't have a family background. We didn't have trust funds. We didn't have anything holding us up. It was just knowing how to work hard, which is most of our families from underserved inner city communities. From there, once I got the money and I knew I had real money,
real money.
I had to be guided. That's where advisors and people that know more than you come in to try to help you. I wasn't taught in school the proper ways of investing, all the different things that I needed to do, that I needed to put my funds into to create assets and less liabilities. But through trial and error and working with an advisor, that helped me get to the point to where I started learning about what wealth investing was. So I would say the first thing I did was, once I got my money, is put it into an account that was a growth account, less than a bank account, which wasn't returning the proper savings. So we did that first, put it in something that was growing at a higher rate than 0.01% or 0.02% that Wells Fargo or different banks like that are going to put out there, you know. So that was the first thing I did. I don't want to overstep the question, but that was the first thing I did. That was my first motion.
What made you, like, your mindset? Did somebody teach you, or was it just like?
I had errors. It was a lot of errors. I was guided by my financial advisors, who I have fired up until this day. Once you get money like that, people come in and they want to manage your money. That's it. So if you don't know, then they have more knowledge than you, and you get bit by what you don't know. So they came in, they told me to buy a house for a certain amount. They told me to invest in a certain place, and I knew nothing about any of it. Nor can you study all of this being a Major League Baseball player. This is a 7-day-a-week job. It's not a day off to work on your finances. So without support, without advisors such as yourselves, you just have to pick the right advisor. You can't do it on your own. And that's where this comes in. I didn't have what I thought was wealth advisors that were educating me. So a lot of the things that happened the first 4, 5, 6 years of my career was trial and error, gaining and losing money based off of trial and error, not really knowing what to do. It wasn't until I removed the people that came first to help manage my funds. Once I removed everybody, I took on the journey because I had the time to. It took an injury and things like that to have the time to be able to search out things that I wanted to invest in, that I was hearing about, that I was reading about, that I was listening to. And I realized when I looked at my picture that the advisors were giving me, I realized more things than I knew when I was 21, when I first came into big money. I realized that they knew a lot of things that they were not telling me, and they were benefiting from a lot of things that they were not telling me. And I started understanding the back end of investing at that point. And then my thoughts and my sights, everything changed from that point forward.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I always appreciate like you went to someone who knows it better than you, especially because you're so busy. Because I always preach that as well. Like the further you get, like, I know you make money. That doesn't mean that you understand it all the way. There's still professionals that know it more than you. So like, if you get injured, you go to a doctor for your injury. If you want to handle your money, you go to a financial advisor because they know more about that topic than you. But you said that you cut them off. Now, would you still say that you would defer to, deferring to an expert financial advisor, or would you say, in your opinion, that all this stuff is vulnerable by yourself and you would rather take it on, even with like you said, more than money, like you're not living paycheck to paycheck, you having a abundance of it. What would you say about that?
If you have an abundance of money, you need help. That's it. Unless you work inside the world and institute of managing money, so you can manage your money while you're managing money, then you're good. But if you are doing something outside of managing money and that's what's making you money, your focus needs to be on what's making you money, right? And then when you have time, then you should manage it. High-level professionals in the industry I'm in don't have time. When you don't have time, you have to have an advisor or somebody that's helping you. So the only thing that I would tell somebody is that when you get to pick an advisor, pick somebody that helps you, you want to pick somebody that you can trust, period. Even if they're not the smartest in the world or whatever it is, that honesty, that transparency, and that trust, you're going to be able to build and go wherever you have to go. Because you can always learn for yourself and save properly. You don't need extensive amount of knowledge. You just need to know whatever step you do know, make that step and stay there. Then learn. Then whatever step that you learn, make that next step, stay there. Then learn. So I would look for advisors that do it that way. So if they do it that way, then I understand they have my best interests at heart and they're not trying to fly me into a zone that benefits them and I don't know anything. And so when they leave, I'm a dependent now. They made me a child, they didn't make me an adult. You understand what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I look at that. You need an advisor, but you need somebody that's going to fight for you, that you can trust, that's going to fight for you.
Going back to like the investment conversation, like I said, we're gonna talk about people coming to a bunch of money that they didn't have before because they learned to invest in stuff. Any do's and don'ts that you could say, hey, I tried that, don't do this. What do you think about that? Any like solid do's or don'ts that you have for the people?
Well, the first thing I did when I got my funds is I bought a house. That's a do. The house was an investment, but I would say the first do is change your mindset before you spend the money. Know why you bought the house. You understand? Know why you're investing into the growth account. Know why you're going to change, where you invest, or you give a certain percentage of funds to a nonprofit to be able to level out business-wise your tax burdens, right? So know why. After you know why, start making asset moves. So I bought a house, but one of the don'ts was don't buy the house and be vacant for 8 months, right? Because you're paying a mortgage on a home and you're not really making any money off of it. It now becomes a liability because it's taking money from you. So those were things that you don't know when you first come into money. If you're going to purchase something, look at it as an investment. That's what I would say. Look at it as an investment and find out how to make that profit and never take away. The next dues is, like we said before, put that money inside of a growth account instead of a regular savings account, because you always be in the stronger percentage of growth with less risk when you're learning still. So that would be the other thing. The don't would be, don't make moves you don't understand. If you can invest in something that somebody told you on YouTube, and because you don't understand it and they do, you put that money in and then all your money's down and it's taking more money away from you, but you're mad at the guy on YouTube. But be mad at the guy on YouTube because you put the money in, right? So you got to do your own research. The other don'ts is don't feel like you have to take care of the world. Because the first thing that's going to happen, especially for people like myself, there's a lot of people that have wealth advice and all of this, but they really don't go through anything that we go through. Your income, I'm sure you guys' contracts or income, it's not on the internet. We don't know what you make. Right? So there's no way you're facing what I face when I walk outside and somebody pulls me up and they see my contracts.
That's crazy.
So think about
you made 1.9 million however many years ago as your first paycheck, and then they look at yeah, you got it, you should be able to help us out. I mean, I'm not even near where you're doing. Like, I feel obligated when there's situations that I know I can help someone. If they're like, they're just having general conversation with you, people that you are close to or they care about, like, oh man, I'm trying to X, Y, and Z. And in my head, I'm like, I know I can help them. Like, I know, like, I can make, and even if I can make the money back fast. I know I have other ways to make the money back fast than they do, or they know how to do. So like, they need $500 for X, Y, and Z. I'm like, I know I could easily make $500. I can just give it to them and I'll figure out how to make it back, rather than them who don't have the means to make it back. And I feel obligated in my heart to be like, I should do this. And you want, like you said, you want to help the world. You want to help everybody. And you have to understand, like, you can't help everybody, because then you're just going to be figuring all day. You're going to be trying to replenish what you're giving out, you know?
Right. Yeah,
so
I had somebody in the last week or two said, you got it. I was like, how you know what I got? What? Oh my God. So I can imagine, like you said, your stuff is public. So
yeah,
it could continue with that thought about not feeling needed to take care of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Monique said it best, you know, you feel that pressure, just people seeing your life advance, right?
Yeah.
And the toughest part is being around a family of people and friends and stuff like that. See, we're all over our 30s, right? Able to kind of see things. I was 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could see what I'm making at 21. How knowledgeable were you at 21 if you went to college, didn't finish, and left and played pro ball, and your life is baseball, not watching finances, not watching wealth shows and videos and learning. So you're getting calls from your first cousins. You're getting calls from, you know, your most intermediate family. So at that point, your no's are much stronger than other people's. You telling you a guy that knows you, you know, from high school, no, versus the cousin you grew up with from day one, right? That is kind of doesn't understand. So we're asking for something obscene, but they don't get it. They don't know how it works. So you're saying no to people that now might have some type of ought against you now, right? But you're not sharing properly. You see what I'm saying? So you deal with a lot of back and forth. You become a target at that point, and then you learn security. You learn how to secure yourself, secure your funds. You learn how to put yourself in the best position to be able to be and live freely out here. And you learn that in a almost like a crash course, because you don't know who is going to come at you which way, because everybody can see what you're doing. You just don't know. You go through a lot with that. You go through a lot with that, but you're never obligated to do anything that your heart does not freely desire to do. I've helped plenty of people on my journey, not just financially, but since we're talking about investments, plenty of people financially. And I was the person that'll go in, being at Chipotle, there's 3 or 4 people in line, it's taking kind of long. I was the person that would see somebody that looked like they were trying to, you know, talk to the clerk about this and that, and I'll just go take care of the 3 or 4 people's meals. Like, let's just put this all together and let's just make this happen. That's who I was, that's who I am, right? But now I've learned the discipline of not giving my pearls to swine. I've learned the discipline, right, of not giving in a place that my heart doesn't feel free to give to. I've learned the discipline of it. And that's what you'll learn along the journey. So I would say keep it tight first. Learn first, keep it tight first, and learn. Anybody pressing you to move faster than your knowledge is not for you. Because if they want you to move, they'll educate you as to why you should, and then you can make the move. So the enemy comes swift and with knowledge and with things like that, but he comes out of timing. If it's not time and somebody comes to you with something, be careful. Be careful. So that's great advice that I think I would give.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most key advice to probably the whole show that's going to pop up, because when you come to that abundance of money, that could be the biggest liability right there. Is, you know, the people that have what's the word? They're expecting you to do something. They're entitled. That's the word I was looking for. They feel entitled to what you accomplished. That could be the biggest liability, and a lot of times you're never going to see that money ever again. So, hey,
you got to find that out sometimes. You don't have people like that. People aren't telling you that. You know what I mean? I found out there was one time somebody I know was plenty of money. It's just a lot of those guys. Everybody has money at that point, and so they're doing things to help their families, which we all did. We're doing things to help our families, but I didn't know about endowments. I didn't know about putting money in certain accounts and just using the interest to be able to take care of your parents or your family for the rest of their lives without lump sums this or lump sums that or whatever you had to do. I didn't know these things. I had advisors. You got me? So you're spending cash on things that if somebody that cared about you would tell you to spend it like this. Yes, you can spend it.
Yeah.
But don't spend it like that.
Yeah.
And that's where people should be very careful with these wealth advisors out here that can't be vouched for.
Yeah.
Make sure you know somebody that can vouch for the advisor that you choose, because the snakes are heavy out here. It's money. You got money. They're coming. That's the first ones. The fake ones come first. So they come with the nice pitch, we can get you on this building, we can get you, this, we got 5 commercial properties, we put your money in this, it's gonna grow to this, and every project they have takes 10 years, it doesn't work, it might break down, because they're just coming to try to take from what you have.
Yeah.
Listen to the conversation of people that are trying to build what you have. And it's just really just being mindful of getting your knowledge and being around people that want to educate you. The rest of it is just trusting somebody that's going to fight for you. That's it. Educate yourself. Find people that are going to speak up for you and fight for you. They're going to do the right things by you.
That's what's up. Tony, you got something? I got another question about. Let you. If you got.
Say that again.
You got something? I got another question, but I want to let you.
No, go ahead.
Put you on the spot. Do you have a favorite stock that you like? Do you have a favorite stock?
Right now that I like, or that I
said sleeper, like, hey, I've been looking at this, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, I can tell you the sleeper for me when I first started doing my own investments for my stocks and stuff, which only started like a year and a half, 2 years ago. So my knowledge is just now coming around, and you've helped me out tremendously with the knowledge that I was
about to say, like a year and a half, 2 years ago. That's around when Investment Talk Only started.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And so Johnny came in and helped me out tremendously and pushed my knowledge to another level quick. But what I would say is I invested in let's deal with the pandemic when everybody was kind of scared to invest, which was actually the best time to invest. I invested in Netflix.
Nice.
And that was something that I knew people would be home. I knew that things that were at home would increase, obviously, because nobody could go outside. So what's the most valuable thing at that time that people would have to do? It's going to be Netflix, Hulu, and Fire Stick, whatever those things are. So I put money in that direction, and it's been a plus ever since. It's been a plus. The other thing was when we all had to get vaccines. It was like a no-brainer for me. It's like everybody has to get it. The most popular one was Moderna at the time. So I invested in Moderna, not just because I thought Moderna was a vaccine, but because also the big rigs were behind it, the Bill Gates, the different people were behind it, and the world was coming to it. So Moderna was a sleeper that some people might have got in, might not have got in, but I got in early and won that one. I would say those two were the ones that I knew that I was going to build.
You didn't give so I thought you was gonna give like a easy answer, like Apple or Microsoft, but he got into in detail and depth. So
yeah,
my brain, I got common sense.
Tesla and Amazon. I thought you were gonna say Tesla and Amazon. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
No, everybody says that. They're right.
Exactly.
That's
good.
Yeah,
what's that?
No, I said that's what's up. So you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, to me, it's like when I started seeing how people were investing, like yourself and other people, I'm like, these stocks are common sense. It's just the wealth guys know when.
Yeah.
They just have a better feel for when. And so you get in and you haven't made money in a year. That's because you were just, a year early. That's all. The wealth advisor knows, you still got time. You still got some time. I would say right about now is when you should do that. You did that 3 years too soon, and that's why you feel how you feel.
Exactly.
Because you went with an understanding. But a lot of the common sense things can help guide you, is what I learned. Is that all these companies, it's like, Johnny, you mentioned to me the XLY. It just makes sense. Amazon, Tesla, whatever these tech companies are, they're all powerful companies. So if they're lower than usual, they're not going to lose because they are the future. So you just go in because it's common sense that it's going to work. But a wealth advisor, like you told me, a wealth advisor is going to let you know, yeah, this is when you need to go in, and going in now is not going to hurt you. It's going to help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
Okay.
you spitting facts. That's crazy. But man, because people don't know, because you're right. You know, you get the good ones, but you get them at the right time. That's like almost more than half the battle is getting at the right time. Because Apple's gonna go up, but if you bought Apple like a month or two ago, now you hating life because the market's down the first quarter. But if you buying now, I mean, so hey, Jemile might need to come in on another episode. That's crazy. Because you know they hear it from
my common sense game is strong.
What'd you say?
I said my common sense game is strong.
Yeah,
my
but they
timing
can
is
like 200
like
times and they won't listen.
Yeah,
Johnny, it's so funny how your eyes light up when he talks about investments. It's like if he's talking about, like, I don't know, he gets so excited. It's like,
yeah, man.
It's funny.
That's everything. Like, that's everything. And so for me, it's just find somebody that you can trust, man. Honestly, you just you got to trust the people that are helping manage your funds, and you got to be able to put your own knowledge to work. But if you don't have the time, you have to find somebody that you can trust. If not,
it's hard nowadays. It's hard nowadays though, because you have all these people, especially with social media, like everybody claims that they know how to do X, Y, and Z. You know, there's a lot of people who their heart is not good, you know, and they're in it to take advantage of people. You know what I'm saying? And it's very hard to trust like anybody, like especially when it comes to your money, that's your livelihood, your security. Like, why would you know you had your savings for however many years, and you're gonna trust this person that you know from the grapevine or from high school or whatever? Like, you have all those people that just, you know, they ruin it for everybody else. So they kind of need to see other people, like they sit back and watch and just kind of observe like the person and what they're doing and all that stuff or whatever. It's just really hard nowadays. You have all these schemes, like these what is it called? Like, you see on Netflix all these documentaries of all these people who scam.
The Ponzi schemes and all those different things. It's everywhere though. That's more common than good advisors. Y'all know that, right? In my world it is. In my world it is for sure. Right. Because you have so much money that even if you don't know you're getting beat, you're still getting beat. So you don't have to know it. A lot of us don't know. I probably say 85% of us don't know it. But you're still getting beat because these people don't have your best interest at heart. Y'all excuse me, I'm putting my charger.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to know, like, what do you see as far as your future of WeFam, your organization? Like, what's your long-term goal with that program?
Long-term goals are just spoke about this at a seminar with a bunch of executive directors. Johnny was there. Next 5 years or so, more like facility-based, being able to have transportation lines to the facility, having the healthy feeding, the tutoring centers inside, the baseball and softball complex or fields inside, being able to operate in a community-based fashion. So with that system going on, the idea is that's going to create a pipeline of success where you take kids from 7 to 10, develop them, and now you can push them into the little leagues that give them true competition so that they can compete with the other kids that can afford the game. From there, you take your high school kids and you plug them into the proper high schools with the proper skills already. So now they can compete, and now they give themselves an opportunity that when they get to the college level, the seniors, now they have opportunities at secondary education, at college, or whatever they may choose. So it's becoming a hub and basically a central location where pipeline of success is visualized and real.
Okay.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So what we're gonna do.
You want to go to stock of the week now?
Yeah, what's stock of the week?
Yeah, they can follow us now. The website is www.wefam.org. The Instagram at wefam.org as well. Those are our two main platforms. We do have a Facebook and we have a Twitter as well.
Yeah, my bad. That was rude of me. Before we should have started off before.
I was gonna do at the end.
What's all the handles that you would like people to follow? Go ahead and get them all your social media stuff.
Okay, make sure you tap into the website, www.wefam.org. You can see our Fathers Initiative, our baseball and softball program, the main things we've done in the community, Feed the City and all. We also have an Instagram handle, which is pretty active, the @WeFam_org. And we also have our Facebook links, which is @WeFam Nonprofit. And then we also have our Twitter link, which is @WeFam_org as well. And then from there, if you don't have that, you can always email us by contact. And you can email us at wefamunited@gmail.com. Somebody gets to you within 24 to 48 hours. So catch us right there.
What about you on social media? Yeah, just Jemile Weeks?
Oh yeah, be forgetting about me. I am at real. Right. I am at real Jemile Weeks. So make sure you put the real in front of it. At real Jemile Weeks. And then I also have I'll wait. There's another page that'll be coming in the near future based on the programs, based on different things that are happening, working with marketing. But right now, at Real Jemile Weeks. Facebook is also at Jemile Weeks, not at Real Jemile Weeks. There's other pages of me out there. Facebook is at Jemile Weeks. Gotcha. And my Twitter is at Real Jemile Weeks, not at Jemile Weeks, at Real Jemile Weeks Twitter.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, make sure you follow him. Let's get into stock of the week. All right.
Yes.
So this is traditional. Every episode we do a stock of the week, and it just highlights, what you should be looking at. It's not necessarily a recommendation to buy. It's something to just go look at. So,
but I just want to say, wait. He's never been wrong though. On all these stocks of the week, no, for real. And I would tell him if he was wrong. He's honestly never been wrong. So,
been lucky.
I mean, not saying it's not a recommendation, but I'm not a financial advisor, so I can say that. But I'm like, he's never been wrong. So I would advise you to listen.
So
I would advise you to listen too. The man is good. He's helped out in a lot of different instances. Me too. So definitely. Let's hear it.
All right. So it's HD, which is Home Depot. It's gotten beaten down for a long time now, for the whole quarter. But it looks like so today it's at 309. The best buy was around $300, but I think I still like it for the long-term upside. So like I said, the best entry was 300. So if it definitely gets back down there, looks like a nice support level there. You know what a Bollinger Band is? It's at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. And right now it's 309 is okay, price to buy in, but it's still good enough for the long term. So I'll say stock of the week, HD, which is in XLY as well. So that's not a terrible buy to buy either. So go ahead and look at that HD stock of the week, Home Depot.
We're going in.
Cool.
That's a wealth advisor I can trust, that I know is going to put his best foot forward, and he's got our best interests. So we're going to take it on.
And the cool thing, I put everything out for everybody to see. Like, I put my trades out there live. So you could just click my track record and see. So
where do you put it at? Slack?
The Slack investment group. I put in live trades so you can see me trade live and hold.
How can people go
accountable live?
How can people get on that?
If you go to MDI online, mdinvestmentsonline.com, there's a link in there to join if you want to join. Give out live trade alerts. Like I said, you're seeing me play exactly as I would trade it on my own computer.
Perfect.
Awesome. Yep. Is that any time in the day, or is that?
I trade throughout the day from 9:30 to 4:30, but the best times of the day is from 9:30 about 12 noon, to where you can get some good trades in. So yeah.
And then we can watch you trade during that time frame.
Yep, exactly.
Look at his screen right now. He's watching things on his screen right now.
Yep.
That screen looks familiar to me, so I see it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's always, yeah.
I'm tapping into that group though. That sounds like the right move right there.
It is the right.
Yeah.
Watching somebody live, man. That's valuable right there.
That's true.
No, seriously, I remember when I first joined the Slack group, because he has the annual subscription. It was like the first day, right? And you did like, you put in your place. People were like, I already made my money back. The money that I used to, for the annual fee, they already made it back that same day following his place. So the rest of everything else is just profit.
Yeah, within the week, one of the members like, man, you paid for like 5 years of my fee. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good segue right there. We gotta pull that.
Yeah.
I need to say that again. I need to say that.
Yeah.
Like,
you paid for about 5 years of my annual fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a monthly subscription you could cancel anytime. Pay for 5 years, so
the way I feel, if you can clear my annual fee in 1 month, everything else is profit, right? So what are we doing?
Exactly.
What are we doing?
It's a no-brainer to me, but I don't know.
Well, I'm tapping in, and my organization is tapping in. WeFam United is going to tap into that as well. So businesses can also reach out to you, not just individuals, right? They can get their company CEO, their directors. You can help nonprofits, for-profits, the whole nine, correct?
Yeah.
Exactly. Anybody that wants to make money, and then the good thing with businesses, I mean, you can write off those expenses, so it's more of a no-brainer for the business side. So
yeah,
that's perfect.
Yep.
I'm gonna tap into that, Johnny. I love it.
Yeah, appreciate it. I appreciate the love and the support. Hey, well, it was nice having you on. This was
for sure.
Yeah, like, man, people are gonna get a lot of valuable tips with this, even more than what I expected. So appreciate you coming on, giving the knowledge. Thank you for your organization and giving back to people and taking care of people that look like us who are underserved and wanted to change their lives. So definitely want to give you your flowers while you're here. We really appreciate you coming from the same community. So, man, you just keep on going strong and keep on doing what you're doing, and just love the movement. I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. Thank
Ditto.
you.
I agree with everything he said. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate it, Monique. I thank y'all. Thank you for doing the good work too. Thanks for helping me out along the journey. Both of you continue this dialogue so that we can keep educating and keep benefiting and edifying our communities, because you all are some of the realer ones that I've been able to meet and been able to work with. So let's push it forward and let's expand it so that we can touch as many lives and impact as many lives as possible. Y'all the real ones. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
That's the goal.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. This is Investment Talk Only. I've been your host, Johnny Ruiz. Got my co-host,
Monique Benitez.
And then our guest,
Jemile Weeks.
Appreciate y'all. Take care.
Show me the money. Investment Talk Only. We keeping it coming.